Alrighty, hello everyone. I'm back again. I know, more than once a month. Crazy. Anyway, today I wanted to go on and yap about is the idea of mouse pads and why there's not a lot of innovation in them, especially not anymore. Like, I think a couple years ago we started seeing a lot more different mouse pads come on the market, but in the last year or so, the reason we've seen a diff is because there's not a lot you can really do with these mouse pads. Like, other than different materials everything has kind of been done. Like you have your super speed pads, you have your mud pads, you have your in between pads more like this, but what can you do? And especially once you kind of get to the point where there's you have your top three brands, or I guess in this case top two, that being Artisan and Lethal Gaming Gear, and they have their niches. If you're willing to spend as much as possible for the mouse pad, Artisan is the way you go. 100%. Best mouse pad on the market. And then obviously if you live somewhere like Canada or the US, well, less so the US now, but you can buy a Lethal Gaming Gear pad, which are no extra shipping cost. But a lot of the time, we kind of just see the same stuff coming out, just maybe with a little bit different textures or a little bit of changes here and there. Like we saw with Pulsar releasing a mouse pad, Lamzu, like all these different companies just releasing one or two mouse pads just to kind of dip their feet into the pool, I guess you could say. So that way they can just have a little bit of extra revenue in their business to put back into development of different products, and because they want to make a good mouse pad, under their brand. The only company you really see is Final Mouse making actual different type of products. We see that with their keyboard. We see that with their different mice. It's always very different to what the niche is going towards, and we see that continues with the mouse pad. It's like this glass hard fabric pad. I don't really know how it works, but it seems like it's just trying to give a very different aiming experience, like this very quick, maybe lower stopping power feel. But yeah, it gives a very different aiming experience, leading it to standing out more, and different people buying. The only downside is because of how kind of different it is. It costs a lot more. So it's really expensive and only for kind of the final mouse shills or people that just don't like any other mouse pad and just want to try something that might work better for them. That's the only time I could see someone buying it. Like, I didn't buy it because Artisan and Lethal Gaming Gear got me covered. Like, these pads are perfect for me, so no need for me to dump $150 into a mouse pad, thank God. But that differentiation kind of only really comes from quality control mainly. Like, how good is a pad overall, just generally? Artisan always have perfect QC control. Their stitching is always perfect. The fabric lasts. Those pads, as long as you take care of them, last years. That is not a problem. I still have mine in the box. If I clean it, it'll probably last another 3 years. The Lethal Gaming Gear will probably last maybe 5 months if I do clean it, which is still insane value for spending, was it like $100 for a pad? I'd have to check. And this is why Artisan do so well. It's because they make really good pads at still a good price because the yen isn't doing as well as the USD or the Canadian dollar. So it leads to pads being really cheap. Only downside being the shipping. And this is where Lethal Gaming Gear, then after a couple years, are like, hey, we could make mouse pads as well, be a US-based company, and then release our mouse pads out, and have little differences to them. Like, I know Artisan don't really have a middle ground pad. Lethal Gaming Gear do. Kind of takes a lot for any company to really break through in a scene where there's not a lot of innovation. They have to do something kind of different to then stand out. So that way they can find some niche and then stick to it. And we saw this still, even with Artisan releasing the US-based website, where I'm guessing shipping's a lot cheaper. People still buy Lethal Gaming Gear pads because they're really good pads. We saw Lethal Gaming Gear be the first ones to do the 500 by 500X pads, then Artisan did that next. There were little innovations that stuck out that kept Lethal Gaming Gear in the market even after Artisan caught up. So now they're kind of on the same even playing field. Or overall, mousepads are a little boring right now. We're not going to see really anything different. I was going to make this video about glass pads, but I don't have one, so I didn't want to review them and make a video about them until I've had one myself or something. So hey, well heck, if you want to send me one to a small channel, I'm down. That's not happening. It's just there's not much you can really do with a piece of fabric meant to sit on top of your desk for mouse to move around. There's not a lot going on there. So it really comes down to the finer details, which is what we're on right now, and it's not gonna be, and that's all that's really gonna be changing. But we will see. Time will tell. But yeah, thank you for watching another one of my rants. I'm gonna try and start uploading a more frequently, like either once every week to once every 2 weeks. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.